What if one business story could look completely different depending on the angle you are viewing it from? A company can be profitable and still be in danger. It can be growing fast and still be losing. It can be what we call expensive on paper and actually be a bargain. That is the power of business economics. It teaches you to stop looking at companies as just brands, products, or headlines and start seeing the forces underneath. In this video, we are going to break down 5 angles that can completely change how you think about business. And more importantly, I will show you why each one matters, how it works, and how you can use it in the real world. First, prices are not just numbers, they are signals. In economics, a price tells you 2 things at once: how much people want something and how hard it is to provide. That means a price rise is not always greed. Sometimes it is a sign of scarcity, higher costs, or stronger demand. For example, if a coffee shop raises prices, it might be because rent went up, bean prices rose, or demand is so strong that customers will still pay. That is useful because it helps you understand whether a business is just reacting or actually gaining what is sometimes called pricing power. Second, profit and cash flow are not the same thing. A company can look profitable on paper but still run out of cash. Why? Because profit is accounting-based. It includes revenue earned even if the money has not arrived yet. Cash flow is real money moving in and out of the business. A simple example, a construction company wins a huge contract, books the revenue, and shows a nice profit. But if the client pays 90 days later, the company still has to pay workers and materials today. That is why cash flow can make or break a business. If you are evaluating a company, always ask, can this business actually survive day to day? Third, scale changes the economics. When a business grows, its costs do not always grow at the same pace. Some costs are fixed, like software infrastructure management or a factory lease. Once those are paid for, each extra sale can become more profitable. That is why many great businesses get stronger as they get bigger. Think of a streaming platform. The cost to build the platform is huge at the start, but once it exists, adding another subscriber costs very little. That creates what is known as leverage. This matters because it explains why investors and founders care so much about growth. Sometimes growth does not just add revenue, it improves the whole economic engine. Fourth, incentives quietly run the world. People do not always do what they say they will do. They do what the system rewards. If a sales team is paid only for new signups, they will focus on volume, not quality. If managers are rewarded for short-term earnings, they may cut important long-term investments. This is one of the most useful ideas in business economics because it helps you predict behavior. When you understand the incentive, you can often explain the outcome before it happens. For example, if a delivery app gives drivers bonuses for completing more orders per hour, drivers may take faster routes, reduce downtime, and prioritize high-value deliveries. Same people, different incentives, different behavior. Finally, competition is not only about who sells cheaper. It is also about brand, convenience, switching costs, trust, and network effects. A business with loyal customers can often charge more because people are not just buying a product, they are buying certainty, habit, or access. For instance, an airline app, a payment platform, or a cloud service can become hard to leave once you have built your workflow around it. That is what creates something often called moat-like advantages. This is useful because it changes how you judge success. A business with a strong moat may look overpriced compared to a cheaper rival, but if customers are sticky and switching is painful, the economics can actually be much better. So the next time you look at a company, do not ask only what do they sell. Ask, what are their prices telling me? Do they actually have cash? Does scale improve the business? What incentives are shaping behavior? And how strong is the competition really? That is how you start thinking like a business economist. And once you do, almost every headline becomes more interesting. Business Economics Explained. 5 angles that can change how you think is just one small part of economics. If you are interested, our full free economics course is linked in the description.